And we're live. Hello, everybody who watches the
Hello.
video. And hello to Carter. How.
Hello. That's me.
Thanks for joining us. Sorry, I'm muting all the sound on all the games because I forgot to do that ahead of time. Bit of a oopsie daisy there, but we've got it. Um, we today are gonna watch the game 1 matches and comment on them. And then also we're gonna look at the week 2. Wait, did I say game 1 matches? The week 1 matches, and we're gonna comment on them. And then we're gonna look ahead at the week 2 matches and give some opinions on what we think, what we expect, and also you can see what I look like, which is a little bit messy at the moment. But hey, I had the day off. So it's a bit of a lazy day. All right.
Does sound nice.
Yeah. So you ready for these matches, Carter? Let's go.
I'm quite ready. Let's get into
Okay.
it.
Excellent. So we're starting with my match. This is the Ho-Oh Horn Dogs versus Singing in the Rain. You talk a little bit about the brings. Obviously, I have the insights on my team. So I brought Terra Electric Ho-Oh because I was worried about Raikou, or I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I was worried about
Right here is what I say.
Raikou uh, zapping me. So I went Terra Electric. Now I thought about Terra Ground, obviously, but then Politoed also threatens me with water moves, and I
Yeah,
can't.
electric tends to be a very good defensive Terra type since it only has the weakness to ground. It's like neutral to almost everything, and then you have like a few key resists
Yep.
in like electric and water. So
And I'm immune to ground, so like you don't feel safe throwing a ground type move at me.
I think steel too, but not as important. But yeah, you're immune to ground by default, so it's not like you're gonna, and you're not that worried about Nidoking anymore.
Yeah, not too worried. I was running like Earth Power, special attack invested so I could get a little bit better coverage. And I was actually running Thunder, which I don't think we get to see, but I was running it, so it was kind of fun putting that together. Terra Ghost on Smeargle. Honestly, this just kind of is the best Terra for Smeargle in most situations because you can avoid Fake Out and you can avoid your fighting type weakness, which is your only weakness. Not that that really
Oh, you know
matters.
what?
Smeargle usually dies in
I
one
gotta
hit.
correct something I said. I said that electric resists water, which it does not, but it does resist flying.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
Cool. Uh, Steel on Donphan. I just looked at his team and thought it's hard for him to hit steel types. You can see why. That's why I have like triple steel types. Um, Now obviously Nidoking can hit them, but Donphan can hit Nidoking for super effective, and so can um these.
Piloswine
Why am I
and
blanking?
and
Slow
Slowking,
King.
but I don't know that you had a psychic type move.
Yeah, and then the only reason I went water on Piloswine is because I was like, maybe it's a little too much steel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to mix it up. Honestly, I wasn't really planning to bring Piloswine, but yeah.
That makes
Um,
sense. I mean, water's a good Terra type too, but
yeah,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if I would have.
if I wanted a bulky ground type that like doesn't
Thing is,
isn't weak to
you could
Nidoking,
just go Terra Steel on everything, and it would like pretty much work,
yeah, it
except
probably
for
would.
obviously Smeargle and Oh.
Yeah. So on his side, I don't. I feel like a couple of his are just like like he didn't even
Default. Yeah,
change it.
the only one that isn't, well, like Ghost, Politoed, and Grass, Misdreavus are the only like unique ones.
Yeah. I mean, and Terra Electric does make a lot of sense on Raikou because you want to get
Yeah, that's what I would do.
the big
Extra
damage.
damage. But Terra Poison and Terra Bug,
Even Terra
Terra
Psychic on
Psychic, like
Wobbuffet you
I
definitely
mean,
don't want that.
it frustrated me actually when I was watching this that he went Terra Bug on Scizor because I've been saying it over and over and over and over again that like Terra Steel is what you should do on Scizor
Yeah.
on this team because then you're not weak to fire anymore and you get like the double
Well, you're weak to fire, but
stab
not
with
you're not double
well you're
weak.
not because you're in the rain and
Well,
fire
yeah,
is
assuming you're
halved
in
so
the
you're
rain.
technically like you're basically not weak to fire anymore
Yeah.
at that point. So and you get the double damage on bullet punch priority move. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it ends up kind of working a little better for him because I have so many ground type attackers. I think that's probably what he was thinking because bug resists ground. So he's probably thinking to himself, let me get the type that resists ground. But
I mean, I
yeah.
guess.
Because it'll help him resist ground and hit Slowking and Blossom for extra damage. But yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
But I don't know
But I don't
about
know. I don't know if it
poison.
gives you that much value.
I don't know about the poison one. That one's probably
Yeah,
not good.
Poison Nidoking, I don't see what that's doing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how it goes. So I practiced this matchup like a lot, like because it was hard and it took me a lot of practice to figure something out. So you see Politoed Raikou coming out. The drizzle sets up the rain, and I lead with Smeargle Dawnfan, which is probably not what he expected if I had to guess.
Hmm.
He tries to go for an immediate Perish play, swapping out to Wobbuffet and going for the Perish song, as well as with the Terra Ghost to avoid Fake Out. But I don't even go for that. I went into Terra Steel on Donphan, trying to avoid Scald damage, make sure the Donphan gets to live, and then I decorate my Donphan doubling its attack, and I went for a high horsepower, which unfortunately kills the Wobbuffet in a single hit. So that's
Yeah,
just
that's pretty wild.
immediately Wobbuffet gone. I mean, it's the double attack that's doing it, but yeah, kind of
It is tough that he
insane.
had to switch in for that play because if he had led Wobbuffet and just started with a Perish Song and a Protect, maybe that would have gone a little differently. But yeah, I don't know. It's you still like one shot him, so it's hard.
I probably would have one shot him just the very next turn. So it's
If
like,
he'd gone for like a focus sash counter kind of thing and led with Wobbuffet, then things could be different. But
yeah,
yeah,
Sash counter is definitely spooky. It makes it really hard to
yeah.
ever remove Wobbuffet without getting taking a KO in response. But yeah, and then I get a special defense boost, which doesn't really matter for Smeargle. Scizor comes out, and he switches into Raikou out of the Politoed. Scizor goes for the Bullet Punch into
It's a good bullet
Smeargle,
punch.
taking out most of its HP. Smeargle uses Tailwind to get some extra speed up, and then I actually went high horsepower into the
Okay,
Scizor.
sash on Scizor. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was just reading that he was going to protect Raikou, but he didn't. um, and I was like, I could get this Scizor down. I don't know. I think it would have made maybe more sense to go for Raikou, but whatever. I get the sash on Scizor. I get the sash out with this hit. He finishes off Smeargle with another bullet punch. Scald goes into Donphan, but it only does about 46 because of the Terra Steel, but it does
It
burn, which
does
is really
burn. Yeah.
unfortunate. The higher horsepower goes into Scizor, finishing it off, the last 1%.
Okay, so you're still targeting Scizor. Interesting.
I think it's because I feel like Raikou isn't a problem, probably because of what I have in the back, which I believe
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Blossom. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking Blossom will just beat Raikou, and it's fine.
Yeah. Scizor's a
Um,
little more threatening with the bullet punch
yeah, so I go for the. Well,
and the
yeah, I
like bug
can't bring
bite.
out Blossom with scissors on the field. Like, it's just not. Blossom dies in one
Yeah.
hit. So I was like, I just need to get rid of Scizor, and then Blossom can run away with this game. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I bring out Blossom. I'm going to die next turn on Donphan, but I don't care. I use the
Mm.
Quiver Dance with my tail, and I'm able to get that
The
up
thunder
before the
feels really
Thunder.
bad.
Yeah, and the Thunder does like 20%. That's why I wanted to get rid of Scizor and not
Scizor.
Raikou because of exactly this. So, Yeah, the weather ball goes into Donphan and does finish
Good
it
weather
off.
ball.
It was dying that turn anyway, but getting the kill does matter because it probably would have killed Raikou if it didn't die right there. And so my last is Ho-Oh, which is probably no surprise to anybody. But I am in a little bit of trouble here because I know for a fact that Raikou can one-shot Ho-Oh. So I have to do something. Um, I went for Giga Drain into Politoed. Oh, but I knew I had Tailwind. That's what it was. I was like, I'm like, why didn't I protect? Because I have one more turn of Tailwind. I can get big damage off onto Raikou before the Tailwind ends. Um, and so yeah, I'm able to get a Giga Drain, healing Blossom back to full, getting Politoed down to like 14%, and then Earth Power into the Raikou, and actually went for Scald, which is interesting because Thunder definitely does way more damage. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no stab, scald. I mean, it's boosted by the rain, but
Yeah,
you
it's like
probably still want thunder.
120 power, whereas Thunder's just base 120 power, and then getting stabbed, it gets up to like 180. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that Thunder one shots. In all my practices, Thunder was one shotting Ho-Oh, but I was also using Terra Electric most of the time, so I'm not actually sure if it one shots without Terra Electric, but with Terra Electric, it definitely does, and I think it does without it anyway. But yeah,
Yeah, it's an unfortunate play that could have been game
yeah,
costing. I mean, you do kill Ho-Oh that turn, but still.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if it matters to be honest, because I just don't think that
Yeah, just because
Raikou
there's nothing you
Politoed
can
can
do
do any.
against Blossom.
They can't touch Blossom. Like there's just no way. And Blossom's just gonna Giga Drain up. Uh, my tail end does
Resist
end,
both of your stuff.
but yeah, he's hitting Blossom for like 10% with, and so Blossom takes out Raikou with one Giga Drain. Politoed does a Weather Ball, which does like 10%.
Doesn't do
The weather is
anything.
also gone, so it didn't really do anything. It kind of did a surprising amount considering there's no weather. For it to do 10% with no weather is a little bit shocking, honestly. Because that's a 50 power move. But I guess it's not
Really.
resisted, so that's why. Yeah. It's 50 power with no weather, so
It's
that's
just like
pretty.
normal type without weather.
Yeah, it's just normal type 50 power
Yeah.
move with no weather, so it's. Yeah. But yeah, then I just take the second Giga Drain and Blossom finishes it out. So yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of. Because I think that's why I was going for Scizor because like I knew his Pokemon that were left. Like I had already seen Raikou and Politoed, and so I was like, if I'm like basically thinking Blossom can just win me the game, and it did. So we'll go into game two, um, and see what happens. I was pretty confident in my lead, just like doing it again, so I don't change anything. Brian leads with Misdreavus plus Raikou this
Grievous
time.
Raikou. It's interesting to
Um,
me.
yeah, I'm not really sure what the idea of this duo is. It's yeah, I don't know, but he doesn't really do whatever he was trying to do. He uses Sucker Punch into Smeargle, but it fails because I'm not actually using an attack, and then Thunderbolt into Smeargle, which doesn't kill, and I mean it's not going to kill anyway because of
Now, why would he
Sash.
did you follow me on this turn?
No, you just well, he
So
can't.
why would he sucker punch Smeargle? Fake out, I guess, is what he's expecting.
I really don't know.
It's very weird.
Yeah, he messaged me that he meant to put Shadow Sneak on there, but that wouldn't have worked either.
Oh, yeah, well, he would have been immune to that, yeah.
I mean, I
Smeargle
guess
would.
the idea is break Sash and then Thunderbolt, but yeah, it doesn't really work. The thing is, I think Scald will just kill, uh, straight up kill Donphan, so this was a bit of a bold play for me to just not Terra.
Are you running sturdy?
I am running Sturdy, but like he could definitely
Okay.
double the Donphan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it's pretty bad. But so this was a
He
pretty
doesn't even he doesn't even do like a defensive Terra on Raikou in front of
yeah.
Donphan, which
Yeah,
is
this is a
like
very
kind of nuts. It's nuts to like not only not target Donphan, but also not do defensive Terra.
yeah, not respecting the Donphan. But I just decorate, do the same play, and I hit knockoff into Misdreavus and kill it instantly. I mean, I was thinking
So
he
that's
was
interesting.
in my
Why would
head,
you target Misdreavus and not Raikou?
well, because I think he's gonna, yeah. Well, he doesn't have a defensive Terra on Raikou, to
Because
be
he has
fair.
Levitate, and you don't want to get locked into
I
high
thought,
horsepower.
I thought he was gonna skill swap Levitate onto Raikou, and
Oh,
so
okay.
that's what I thought
Yeah, that
was
would have been
his
pretty sweet.
plan. So I wanted to. I was like, he's either gonna skill swap Levitate onto Raikou, or he's gonna perish and swap into Wobbuffet. So I went for the knockoff because I wanted a move that can, that can. So I want to just one shot this Misdreavus and get it out. Which I mean,
He could have done that. I think he outspeeds your Dawn fan, does he not?
skill swap Levitate onto Raikou.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he
yeah,
could have, but if that's why I didn't target Raikou because I wanted to.
yeah.
Yeah, and I have other solutions for Raikou. It's also part of why I didn't.
It's a shame he didn't do that.
It's kind of why I didn't Terra the Dawn fan also because I'm thinking
But the thing
I
is,
want Ho-Oh to be.
because he led with Misdreavus, you've locked yourself into knockoff anyway, so it kind of achieves almost the same thing. Doesn't really, but
I mean, yeah, not really because knockoff. I mean, it
knockoff is
kills.
still going to do a
That's my
lot.
only way to kill. Like one shotting Misdreavus is worth it still. I think.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, I'm paralyzed. He switches Raikou out, probably trying to save it from. But the funny thing
Yeah,
is,
he doesn't know that you're choice banned.
if I went for a ground type move into this slot, I'm still killing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he goes. He does not know that I'm choice banned. He does not. So he goes for the Terra Bug to resist a ground type move, which he thinks
I
is
guess he'd
coming.
rather kill Nidoking than Raikou.
I guess, yeah. Then it goes for the Bullet Punch,
So
taking
Terabug,
out
it does make sense.
Smeargle.
Like I was a little hard on Terabug. It does make sense as like resist ground.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because knockoff still does massive damage.
Knockoff would one shot if Focus Sash wasn't in play, for sure. Knockoff is
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, I knockoff. I actually didn't know that Sash still works with knockoff. I actually thought knockoff, since it removes the Sash, it doesn't trigger, and then you could just one shot. That's what I was
Oh
thinking,
no, no.
but that's not how that works. So
That's not how that works.
yeah, Scizor does get to live. And now Ho-Oh comes out because I'm like, this is
The
a
damage calc comes before the item being removed.
right. Okay, so yeah, I'm like, this is a perfect Ho-Oh scenario. It beats both these Pokemon. Like I'm not, so I just bring it out early. I was trying to save it last time. I go for the protect though because here's the thing. I don't know why I did this. I think for some reason I thought he was Terra Electric Nidoking just because he usually is. I
Oh,
forgot and I was worried. I was like, I want to see what he's gonna do because
he didn't bring Politoed this time.
he
That's kind of
also
interesting.
this was just like a scouting protect because like I had to be careful with Ho-Oh and like I knew that Donphan could do a lot. So Trailblaze does pretty decent damage, but holy crap! I mean that's a weak move, but Donphan's defense is also just really high. It
Yeah,
did less than half. The grass super effective move is nutty. And then I
you
go for
really need
the
that like special water
okay, it was
to deal with
Ice
Donphan.
Beam into Ho-Oh. And then I go for a knockoff into Nidoking and killed it instantly. I was really surprised by this, to be honest.
You popped off with the knockoff.
Yeah. Like I just killed him in one hit on the Nidoking. There's not it's not a frail Pokemon. That's not a stab move. But like
Yeah,
my attack is just
but you
high
get the decorate
and
choice
I'm
band.
doubled. Yeah, and
Like
I'm
it
choice
almost doesn't
banded.
matter what move you're using.
Yeah, and knockoff is a powerful move. It's like 100 and when they have an item, still it's like 130 power because it doubles
Yeah,
when they have an item. So it's a very powerful move.
does it really double? I guess one was like 1.5 or something.
Oh, maybe it's 1.5. It's powerful though. It's a strong ass move. Yeah. So then now it's just Raikou. Oh no! Odin pressed a button. And so now this is where I get to use my Terra Electric to shut down the Raikou. So I go for the Terra Electric onto Ho-Oh. The Bullet Punch is
Yeah, it's 1.5.
resisted. I don't do that much. Scald finishes off the Donphan. And then I just finish off Scizor because I'm like, whatever, Raikou, I don't care, you.
It's like
Scizor is
almost
a bigger
100
problem.
power.
Because Scizor is a problem for Bellossom. And now Scizor's gone, and Bellossom and Ho can pretty much just clean up this Raikou. It can't do anything to either of them once the
Yeah,
Terra
Scald is
Electric is
pretty.
out.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
and it's just the game.
Pretty weak. Yeah, just a lot of like poor positioning, I think, on Brian's part in this game. I think he maybe could have done better with like I don't know. I don't know. It's like in theory his team can beat you if he's got the right Pokemon at the right time. But
Yeah.
like the Wobbuffet lead was unfortunate, or like the Wobbuffet swap in the first game was unfortunate. The Misdreavus lead didn't really amount to much, especially since he didn't use the skill swap levitate tech, which wouldn't have really saved him anyway.
No, because I was
But
going for knockoff.
yeah,
Because I
and
expected him to
you
do
never really
it.
used, you never really made use of like the Thunder Rain thing with Raikou, which is like the most powerful thing you can do. Not really. I mean, I think he did that into Blossom once, but yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
it was tough.
to
But
give
you had the
Brian.
Dawn fan, which was I don't think there was a way he could have expected the Dawn fan decorate thing, or not
Yeah,
decorate.
yeah, no
Coaching.
problem. No, it's decorate. It's decorate.
Oh, decorate. Okay.
Yeah, probably not. It's kind of hard to anticipate that. I think I had the matchup pretty locked down to where, like, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure he could come up with something that could beat it, but it's hard. I think I came up with some pretty good stuff, and I think I think I identified the threats I needed to remove to like basically put Blossom in this game winning position, and did that pretty well. Like, and Don Fan's just crazy. What can you do? I mean, it's because of Smeargle, totally because of Smeargle that Don Fan gets so much done. But the thing is, like, the
Yeah.
obvious choice with my team is to use Smeargle and Ho-Oh. But like, I just realized, first of all, he's gonna be planning for Ho-Oh. He's not gonna be planning for Don Fan. But second of all, Don Fan just kind of matches up better because Don Fan can beat, like, it can one shot Scizor, it can one shot Raikou, it can one shot Misdreavus, it can one shot Nidoking, it can one shot Wobbuffet. Like, the only thing
Yeah.
that Donphan can't deal with is Politoed, and like that's it. It can just crush everything else on the team in one hit. So yeah, it's good. But that's the end of
Yeah.
that
Good
matchup.
stuff.
We'll talk about your game next. You want to
Very
talk?
bad stuff.
You want to talk about your team a little
Yeah,
bit?
sure. I'll talk about my team a little bit. So I had Terra Steel, Murkrow, because that obviously resists like everything. Murkrow is weak to. Terra Water, Vileplumes, pretty good defensive. Terra, same thing. And I had Terra Electric Mantine to resist the electric types. I knew he'd be running like Thunder Punch on Tyranitar, which he was. Um, and I Terra Rock, Heracross, which was uh, two parts. It was like uh, one part to be like to resist fire because I was very very much preparing for a Houndoom set, which did not happen. But it was also to boost the power of Rock Slide, which Heracross Rock Slide goes pretty hard, especially with the guts. And especially against his team, since it does neutral damage to Tyranitar, it's super effective if he goes for Terra Flying, which I expected him to do, but that did not happen. At the Terra Electric instead. But anyway, it's super effective against Togetic, which is also really important. It just hits neutral for everything. It's super effective against Houndoom. So yeah, that was really good in my practice. Terra Electric Typhlosion is really just kind of a neutral defensive Terra. I didn't even really have like a Terra Blast situation, which maybe I could have. That might have been good to lean into that, but I didn't. Then I had Terra normal. I just didn't set a Terra for Stantler, but Stantler is really just there to set Intimidate, which I didn't end up doing. But it's okay. It wasn't like the best set. I did a lot of practice against like a version of Luke's team, and I had like a very specific way that I could win that relied on a lot of like assumptions about how the team was going to be built and like what the leads were going to be. And so I don't think I prepared extensively enough. At least like I did a lot of practice, but I didn't do a lot of like variety of different scenarios. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of why because as soon as I lose the positioning battle in this matchup, I just get completely rolled because his team matches perfectly into mine. So yeah, I guess and I could kind of talk about Luke's brings here. These are I don't know why Terra Ice on. I guess Terra Ice to boost the power of like Ice Beam on Sweet Moon. Terra Electric on Tyranitar was a really good defensive move, and that gave me some trouble. Luke did not bring Weezing, but Terra Steel makes sense defensively. Terra Fairy on Togetic, I guess maybe it's just default. Terra Fighting on Skarmory for body press, and then Ghost on Apom. Apom did not come, but
But
yeah.
why Steel though defensively? Is that good? Because I feel like you are still weak to like what I guess what are you defending yourself against with the Steel? Psychic
For
type?
Murkrow or for Weezing.
Wheezing, yeah.
Yeah, Psychic type and
That's it. Because you're Steel
Steel type, right?
Steel resist Steel, but like what Steel moves? You don't have Steel or Psychic moves on your team, do you?
I don't. I mean, no.
I mean, I guess Stantler. But like I feel like yeah, I
But
don't know.
I guess I mean Steel is just generically good as a defensive type for a fairy type. It like kind of makes sense
All right.
because
Well,
it's immune to poison, and I could get neutral damage
but
on
he's already
Vileplume.
poison type, so
Stuff
he's
on.
not even super, like he already resists or he's like neutral to poison,
Yeah,
right?
but in the scenario where it's like Vileplume against Weezing, Terra Steel makes it like
Yeah, it
impossible
does
for me.
make it impossible. That's true. That's true. I guess I see that. All right.
But yeah, it would make you weak to the Typhlosion Heracross, but whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was
We can
worried
watch the
about.
game.
Let's watch the game. So you lead with Murkrow Heracross
Yeah, because I have a very
and
specific
Luke
idea of what I can do with
counters
it. And
Tyranitar Skarmory.
yeah, but Luke brings Skarmory, which I was not ready for. I did not prepare against Skarmory nearly enough, even though it like really hard counters a lot of my strategies.
Yeah, so you're just naturally faster here. So you
It's
can
true.
just, I
But
mean,
there's just nothing I can do against Skarmory. Like, it's so physically defensive, and I can't hit it for super effective, so it just feels really bad to be in front of Skarmory.
yeah, I mean,
I
you
can
can
go
hit
for
it
Tyranitar,
for
but
neutral, but that's,
yeah.
yeah. But it'll kill you in one hit easily.
So my thing right here is I assume he's gonna use like Tailwind on Skarmory, so I go for a taunt, which does not matter at all.
Yeah, Skarmory ends up going for Drill Peck, which hits the Protect, so that's good because you're alive. But then the Thunder Punch with the
And
Terra
then
Electric
Thunder
from
Punch immediately
Tyranitar
takes out
kills
Murkrow,
Murkrow.
which I was not
And all
expecting.
Murkrow got to do was a taunt, which doesn't really matter to this Skarmory.
Yeah. No, and I really thought that like and even if I thought that he was going for Tailwind, I probably should have just set my own Tailwind. It doesn't really make sense to go for Taunt.
Yeah, you're
Tailwind would have
on.
benefited me
I
more in
mean,
the long run.
you are so fast. You're just like naturally faster a lot of these matchups without Tailwind. But
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of don't need it.
kind of don't need
But
it.
yeah.
You could have also set your Rain up, like gone ahead and done that early in anticipation of Mantine. But Mantine coming out.
Yeah.
Also, the Terra Electric, man, the Terra Electric just kind of screws you so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie.
Because now
This
I'm like I can't hit either of these for super effective with anything.
well, and it can just one shot this Mantine. And
Yeah.
like,
And that
and if
forces
you
me to use
bring
my
out
Terrestrialization.
if you bring out Vileplume, then Skarmory can hit either for super effective as well. So this combo is
Yeah,
just
I have to switch into Mantine and use my Terra here.
the flying electric like combination is pretty spooky.
Yeah.
Honestly, wonder if you just foul play close combat Tyranitar, it probably just dies right there.
Maybe.
And you
And I'd
know,
probably be faster with Murkrow too. So yeah, maybe that would have worked.
it would
See,
have
that's the
been
thing is like that's the thing I need to get used to with this team is I have to play super aggressive because the defensive game just doesn't work.
yeah, you yeah. Especially against like these type
Yeah,
matchups.
yeah,
So you go for the Terra Electric, and the Rock Slide does like very pitiful damage. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But the Scald does
I really
pretty
thought it would
good
do a bit more than
damage.
that, like neutral against Skarmory. But the defense is so high here, so like it was never going to be that good. I wish I had run close combat on Heracross. That maybe would have been better.
Yeah, but you do get the flinch on Skarmory, so you're buying
Yeah,
another
and that's
turn
like
for
the main thing is
Heracross.
that what I'm like hoping for is the flinch.
Sandstorm is chipping you down, and Heracross is on a timer here for sure.
Yeah,
But you get
Heracross is
another
always on a
turn.
timer.
Yeah, you get another turn, which is pretty big. Luke goes for the switch from Skarmory into Suicune, protecting the Skarmory. I think that's really smart to protect the Skarmory
Yeah,
for the late game because, yeah, it ends up. I think it does end up helping. You go for Wide
a
Guard to
lot.
stop the Rock Slide. Brick Break hits Suicune instead of the Skarmory, and then the Rock Slide gets
Black side is
Wide
yeah.
Guarded. So that's a
So that
pretty
was like
nice
a
Wide
decent turn
Guard.
for me, but I'm still on a timer because of burn and sandstorm chip.
Yeah, so you get
So
one
I only
turn.
have one more turn left alive, no matter what happens. So I switch into Vileplume to hopefully preserve Heracross for later. Which I don't know if that was the best choice, but the wide guard does protect me a little bit longer.
Buys you
But
one
knockoff
more
kills my Mantine.
turn.
So I maybe I could have just like gone for an offensive like brick break into Tyranitar there. I
Yeah,
don't know.
or like a Tailwind on Mantine maybe, but to
Plus, like Snarl wasn't gonna really do much there. I mean, I guess it would have hampered Mantine a little bit, but yeah.
yeah, but you could have gotten a Tailwind or you could have even gotten Rain or something. I don't know. Not that Rain really matters, but the
I
sand is.
wasn't running Tailwind on Mantine, but
Oh, okay, yeah,
or
yeah.
Rain Dance. I was kind of relying on Murkrow to do all of my setup, and
And then it died
Murkrow just
instantly.
died turn one. Yeah.
Yeah, so you got Heracross out. You get to do one attack. It did end up
Yeah,
killing
see, if I would just done
Tyranitar.
that the turn before, maybe it would have been better. Um,
I
but
mean,
I don't
your
know if it would have
Mantine would be
changed the game.
alive,
My
and
Mantine would be alive, and then I could kill Skarmory with Mantine, and then maybe Vileplume kills Suicune. Maybe I win this game.
yeah, it's possible actually. Yeah, because your Giga Drain comes out and kills Suicune, but Togetic is also a big problem for
Togetic is still there, but like my Rock Slide deals with Togetic pretty well. But I was gonna die
you. Only had one turn left
regardless.
anyway, so
I had
yeah.
one turn left, so yeah. I have like the Sludge Bomb for Togetic, but if Mantine is here, then maybe I could have scalded. I don't know. I was running Surf at one point. I don't think I was running it for this game though. Surf would have been pretty good to have.
I think if you
But
got
yeah, it's
a,
like it's tough.
I think if you got a favorable weather up, like early with
Yeah.
Murkrow instead
If
of
I
the
gotten
taunt,
rain up, then maybe I wouldn't
because
like die from chip.
that might have bought Heracross an extra turn too. You
Yeah,
know?
which is very important.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's game one. Game
It's
one went better than game two.
all right.
Game two, I made a crazy blunder.
Let's see. Do you go for the same leads? No, you go for Mantine this
No, yeah, I
time.
went for Mantine Murkrow because this is like a pretty reliable lead in all my practices.
No,
But it
Luke
doesn't end up being very good.
goes for a very typical,
Yeah, the Togetic
probably
Tyranitar.
the most obvious
Which
lead.
if he had led Togetic Tyranitar in the first game, then that would have been a lot better for me because Murkrow Heracross counters Togetic Tyranitar pretty handily.
Hmm.
Mantine Murkrow is just more of like a generally good thing into Luke's team. So
I mean, this is so much
I
pressure
was
on you with the rock slide. Like it's. I mean,
yeah.
obviously you have wide guard to deal with it, but if you're just wide guarding on
If I'm
Mantine,
just
you're
wide
not.
guarding it out, it's not enough value.
Yeah, you're not getting
Yeah.
anything done. So this is very spooky. Let's see. You go for Terra
So I have to go.
Electric
Yeah.
and a wide guard to avoid that rock
See,
slide.
I'm playing super defensively, which just isn't going to work against
And then
this
you
team.
taunt Togetic.
I taunt Togetic, and the idea is I taunt Togetic so it can't protect Tyranitar, and then I can go for like the Scalds. But
Yeah.
obviously,
Which
Luke's
makes
just gonna Terra
sense.
Electric here, and I'm like
Um,
about to die, like I'm on death's door. I'm at 4% after turn one, and I've used
and
my
you
Terra
used your
on
Terra.
Mantine. And the biggest blunder I make right here is even at 4%, I still like invest my setup into Mantine by setting Rain Dance just so I can get the extra damage and Scald into Tyranitar, which isn't worth it at all.
Yeah, you go for the rain dance at your four. I mean,
He
you
doesn't even
do.
terrestrialize. I do like a little over half of his HP, and
Uh-huh.
that's it.
And then the rock slide takes you both out
Yep. And now I have rain, and I brought Typhlosion in the
in
back,
the
which
back.
is insane. I brought Typhlosion as an answer to Skarmory because I hadn't really like considered Skarmory in the first game. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, with the rain, Typhlosion can't do like jack.
Yeah, you have to go for like a ghost type
And I'm in front of
move.
Suicune.
But a ghost type move won't do anything to Tyranitar. So it's almost like you have to
Yeah,
try to Shadow Ball Suicune and pray, I guess. But I don't know.
yeah, and that's
The
what I
good
try to
news
do.
is
But
at least Vileplume has a decent matchup here. But I don't know if you're winning this game. You go for the eruption, which
and I
does
don't
like a
go for the.
little.
That was literally it was actually a misclick. I meant to use Shadow Ball into Suicune. I misclicked and I hit Eruption by mistake.
Yeah.
So
Oh, funnily
yeah,
enough, if you Shadow Ball Tyranitar there, it probably dies
yeah.
because it terastallized into electric. You
Yeah,
probably
if I had Shadow Ball Tyranitar, which I was never going to do, but if I had, maybe because of the terrestrialization, which I don't know why, I guess he terred to protect from Vileplume. So I guess if I had read that and gone for a Shadow Ball, it would have
actually,
died, and then I could have killed Suicune and cleaned up Togetic at the end.
if you had set Sun with your last move on Murkrow, thinking ahead
Yeah,
instead of just thinking about the Pokemon that are on the field at the
exactly. Yeah,
moment,
which was a crazy bad decision. Yeah.
then that eruption almost definitely takes out Tyranitar. Probably does some decent damage to Suicune, and you might even live on this turn. But instead, the
Yeah.
Scald just kills you right away in the rain
Yeah,
conditions.
because of the rain. Yeah.
Yeah, so Giga Drain does take out Tyranitar. So Vileplume, I mean Vileplume's putting in work. The rest of your team, eh, not so much. The Ice Beam will.
Yeah.
Vileplume can't do it against Suicune and Skarmory. Although
It's not my
Vileplume
team's fault. It's honestly, I just played this game pretty poorly.
is beating, yeah, Skarmory can't. Vileplume, Skarmory, no, does not work.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
So that was that game. I
GG.
killed Tyranitar, and that was that was it.
All right, let's go into the next matchup. So this is the Umbreon's Reunion Bash versus the Sinnoh Kingdras. This is a matchup we said was pretty favorable for Umbreon's Reunion Bash. Let's talk a little bit about the brings. So we have Double Fairy on the legendaries of the team, which makes a lot of sense. Those are really good Terras for both of those Pokemon. Terra of Rock on Hitmontop is really interesting. It's just for Rock Slide, I believe. I'm not really sure what else it could be for, but I mean, hey, throw some powerful Rock Slides. Why not? I mean, it
Rock
helps
resists
you.
flying.
Yeah, it helps against the flying types, which I guess is something you're worried about. And I mean, psychic, whatever. I guess you're like, it makes a lot of sense. It flips this Lugia Zaytu, these Lugia Zaytu matchups to where you are actually kind of feeling pretty chill about it. So I kind of like it. Ghost on Umbreon. Also just for the fighting moves, I assume.
Yeah. The body.
Dragon for Alligator is really interesting. I like it because it gives you a resist to both electric and grass. I feel like this is just like a
Mm-hmm.
generically strong. I don't
It's
think
a
it's
great
like
Terra type.
tailored
For a water
specifically to
type,
this matchup.
Dragon's really good.
Yeah, I don't think it's tailored
For water
specifically to
and
this
grass.
matchup, but it is interesting. I mean, I guess you could Terra Dragon and hit Kingdra, maybe, but like that's just that's more dangerous for you than it is for Kingdra, I think. And
Yeah.
then Fairy on Espeon, which I like.
Yep. Perfect sense.
I don't know about Ice on Lantern though. That
Yeah, that was
is
the one thing I was scratching my head at.
I
It
can't
doesn't really
think
provide
of
any.
why that would
Is it like
be.
offensive, like for Ice
I
Beam
think it
against like
must just
the
be to
flying types,
use Ice Beam on the
like and
flying
like Jump
types.
Bluff?
Yeah. I mean, Ice Beam's good. Probably not worth using a Terran Lantern over, but
Yeah, but I
whatever.
mean, maybe it's just like, what else am I doing with Lantern? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, probably what you're thinking is I'm just putting Lantern on the team to have a 6th Pokemon that I'm never gonna bring, ever. So that's probably the thought process. You just throw ice on there.
Probably.
You want to talk a little bit about Chris's team since I went over James's?
Sure thing. Terra Fairy Lugia makes a lot of sense. I told Chris to actually do that. Like that would be a good idea to resist Fiery Wrath. It's perfect because as soon as you go Terra Fairy, like you're gonna outlast Moltres in most scenarios, except the Nasty Plot, which foreshadowing. But Terra Fire Fortress makes a lot of sense too. Just resist fire because that's your only weakness. Terra Fairy on Kingdra, just gives you the fairy resist, I guess. Does fairy resist fairy? No, it doesn't. But actually, I don't know why you'd go Terra Fairy and Kingdra now that I think about it. I guess maybe the thought process is just
to be immune
get rid
to
of the
dragon.
fairy weakness, but there's other ways. You could just, be immune to dragon. Yeah, okay. Actually, that does kind of make sense in this matchup.
It's your only
if you're
weakness.
worried about a dragon, it's like your only weakness outside of fairy.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't have a dragon type or a fairy type, so between the two, I feel like you'd rather do like Terra Steel to resist fairy. But anyway, Terra Ghost to get rid of, get around Fake Out for the Hitmontop. That makes sense. And to be immune to fighting.
Yeah.
Terra Water Jump Left gets rid of the ice weakness, resists it pretty good. And then Terra Fairy on Z2 because that's just always good for psychic types. 3 Terra Fairies here makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I'll say is I kind of prefer Terra Water on Fortress over Terra Fire.
Oh yeah, if you're doing a rain team,
because like
maybe.
I mean, fire makes
you don't
weak
want to be weak to water.
For alligator, whereas water just
when
doesn't.
You're setting rain.
Yeah, water.
If you're setting rain, you don't want to be weak to water.
Water's only weaknesses are grass and electric, which the Umbreons were union
and you
bashed.
resist
They don't
fire
have that
still.
Either. So and you still resist fire.
Patch
which
notes.
is the important thing.
Patch notes. Change it to water. Anyway.
All right. Well, let's just see how this game goes. We got Moltres, Hitmontop, the fabled and feared duo of this team.
Yeah.
And for good reason. On the other side, Lugia, Z2, who are renamed to Luigi and Zaza. So that's
good names.
What is going to happen here? This Fire Rat can go so hard. I mean, you have double weak to dark and a spread dark.
I don't
move.
like this lead from Chris. It makes sense in theory. Like Z2's here to set screens. That's the only purpose. So maybe you don't really care about Z2 dying immediately, but at least protect Lugia with a Terra here. I mean, the Fiery Wrath is just so dangerous.
Yeah, and we're about to see why Moltres is top of the damage charts for this week. The Reflect comes out, also not the best between Light Screen and Reflect.
Yes. You start with Light Screen against Moltres.
Against this special.
For sure.
And Moltres, I think this is actually a smart option, just going for the Nasty Plot, because I think
you're not worried.
You're recognizing you're under no threat from these this pair.
Yeah.
Like, especially because you have Fake Out pressure onto Lugia, you could just boost yourself immediately.
It's so free.
It's really nice. Yeah. So nice play there.
Yeah.
And then now the Umbreons are in a really good spot because Hitmontop can go for... Now, Hitmontop doesn't do anything into this pair, but Hitmontop doesn't need to. You can just use Helping Hand on the Moltres, which is exactly what happens. And now Light Screen does come out, which will block some of this damage, but it doesn't matter. With the Helping Hand double special attack, instantly killing Z2 and bringing Lugia down to 33%.
Way down.
Oh my god! And that's with a Reflect.
Since you got rid of multi-scale with the Fake Out, that's not no multi-scale
to save you. And so, with that's with the Light Screen. Imagine, I think without that's a double KO. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because you do
a Nasty Plot, Helping Hand, Fire.
It'd be close.
For
it
sure.
would be close. It would be really close because you had 33% left, and that would increase your damage by 50%. So yeah, I think it might be a roll, but it would be really close. To just
You could have
take
gone
out
right for the
the
psychic into Hitmontop turn 1, I think, and that would have been pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think it would have been
Rather than just
fine.
setting screens. And if you're gonna set a screen, set light screen first. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter that he set light screen because of the setup. So yeah,
Yeah,
you want to get rid of that Hitmontop.
yeah.
But he didn't know. He didn't know that the helping hand
And
was
then
coming, I
Lugia
guess.
goes for Rain Dance. So playing it really slow, but you're facing some overwhelming pressure here. Helping Hand, once again, into the Moltres. Sorry. Kingdra does come out in the rain. So that is pretty nice. Kingdra can do
Yeah.
quite a lot here. Let's see what it gets done. The Weather Ball goes into the Moltres. Man, it's
And
so
it
close.
just barely doesn't
2%.
kill it. Yeah.
Oh. I wonder if
Would
that's
have
a
been
roll.
huge.
I wonder if that's a
It could be a
roll.
roll.
I know that it's
I do think it is.
I know that this Kingdra is in fact choice specs, so like there's really almost nothing that Chris can do to get more damage there, but holy, it's so close. But Moltres just barely living. And now, because of Berserk, you're at 2.5 times, and you have a helping hand, and this Fire Wrath is gonna
Just
destroy
shred them.
even through
And
light
if you
screen.
had if you terastallized Lugia like
Much
this
earlier.
at least the second turn. I mean, turn 1, really. Turn 1, you terastallize Lugia here against Moltres, like every time, I think.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to, right?
And that's the whole thing I was telling him is like if you're both terastallized, you win, you outlast Moltres with Lugia in most cases.
Yeah. Not the case this time around because we didn't get to see that terastallization. But Moltres brings Kingdra quite low and takes out Lugia. Now there's only one more Pokemon left on Chris's side, and Moltres has really done the lion's share of the work with Hitmontop to support. Is exactly what James does best. The Weather Ball will come out from Kingdra, finishing off that Moltres at long last. Hitmontop goes for the Terra Rock Slide, recognizing that Moltres is going down and trying to get a little extra damage. And then the Fortress does do a really high damage Rockhead into Hitmontop. So now it's Fortress. Sorry, Ironhead into the Terra Rock Hitmontop.
Which I would have gone for a body press here. That would have done a lot more damage.
Body press is better depending on the stats of the Fortress, but because we did a post-game interview, we know that that is a max defense Fortress right there, meaning body press is the superior option just due to the stat spread. Now it's just can Fortress 1v3 the rest of the team? And honestly, it's closer than you might think.
It's very close.
With 4 turns of Reflect still to go, because that is a light clay. And basically only physical attackers and Umbreon left for the Umbreon's what can I say? Reunion Bash. It's a lot of work to do. For Alligator, it does 24% with the liquidation. The close combat does 21%. But the Fortress eats a berry and is back to 70%. Uses another Iron Head to finish off Hitmontop. Now, the final Pokemon's coming out.
Yeah. Big damage in the body press.
Yes, you have body press. The Ice Punch, I guess James is just trying to see if there's something else that could work better.
Maybe? Is he fishing for a freeze?
But Liquidation is definitely the better choice there. Does only 5% to Fortress. Then Yawn. This Yawn is actually pretty good to disable
Some
Fortress.
Questionable decisions from James here. I want to break down because, okay, first of all, does he use the Ice Beam because he wants a freeze?
Ice Punch.
And if that's the case, why does he also use Yawn? I guess if you froze, you wouldn't care that you don't sleep. It's better. But then next turn, he goes for Toxic.
Yeah, this is
which not only is Fortress immune to, but also would cancel out the sleep if you got it.
Setting up, yeah. So this is not a good choice. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Umbreon doesn't have an attack. The second Body Press will finish off Umbreon.
Maybe.
Which is crazy. I mean, Fortress is getting like this close to actually winning this game 1v3, but then the sleep will come out. And so now the liquidation, it's just 2 liquidations and the game's over. I honestly think even
Yeah.
without the Sleep Fortress does not get it done.
Yeah, it probably doesn't get it done. I don't know what for Alligator's defense is, but I don't think he would have been able to
I don't think he's
swing
able
it.
to do it. But honestly, it's
Maybe with an
shockingly
iron
close.
defense, he could have done it.
The Fortress, yeah, with an iron defense, with some body press. Because, like, here's the thing. I think also body press earlier on the Hitmontop, if you take, like, a one-hit KO, I don't know. I ran the calcs, and there's, like, a 30% chance that that body press would have one-shot the Hitmontop in that situation. And I think if Hitmontop gets one-shot, we're actually having a reasonably close 1v1 between for Alligator
I mean,
and
honestly,
Fortress.
you could have like the turn that Fortress like came out, you could have used Iron Defense, and then I think you wiped the whole team potentially
Yeah,
because
for
you could one
sure.
shot Hitmontop like with Iron Defense. Hitmontop's not going to threaten Fortress and like at all. Not that it was anyway, but still, and, you know. And then you one shot with Body Press for sure. You one shot Umbreon probably with Body Press, and then for Alligator cannot do anything to like
Yeah.
outpace you with liquidations, and it doesn't matter if you one shot it or not.
I
I mean, for
almost
Alligator
wonder.
is really high defense, to be fair, but oh wait, no, how high is for Alligator's defense? I was looking at that.
It's like it's moderate. It's definitely not bad. For alligators, a beefy one for sure.
Let me see.
But like, yeah, I almost think, what if you go Kangaskhan Fortress
Yeah, it's
and like,
100 defense. Would be
oof,
pretty good, but
wow,
not,
that's a
not
bulky Pokemon. But yeah, I wonder if
yeah.
you go Kangaskhan Fortress and you just fake out so you could set up Fortress. Like, it's actually so hard for James's team, for the Umbreon's
Yeah.
Reunion Bash to deal with
And
this
I really
Fortress.
think that's the reason
And the
Chris doesn't win in game two is that he doesn't
he
bring
doesn't bring
Fortress.
forward. It's crazy that C Fortress like do so
He
much
does all of
and then
that
be
work
like,
with
you know
Fortress
what?
and then
Actually,
leaves it
never
in game
mind.
two.
Yeah, like
Wild.
Fortress almost 1v3s, and you're like, you're
Yeah.
sorry, Fortress, you're
You're
going
not gonna
back
bring
on the
it?
bench. You're going back to the bench. The 1v3
Not good
wasn't
enough.
enough. Wasn't enough. You should have 1v4'd. Oh yeah, but we see another fake out. We see another fire rat. This time, James going for a more offensive play. It's kind of it's less greedy to fire rat immediately instead of going for the nasty plot, which I think is actually, I feel like you're fine to just go with another nasty
Just nasty
plot.
fog down.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like it wouldn't have been punished because this light screen comes out. It actually does punish you. You don't get
Because
nearly as
Lugia
much
doesn't
damage.
like launch a single attack in like this entire series, I don't think.
It's so true. I think
Nor
I
does Zaytu.
Yeah. So the fire wrath comes out, does pretty decent chip into both of them. Through the light screen, it's not that much, and then Lugia will flinch to the fake out. Second turn, we're going some helping hands, some more fire wrath. The reflect will come out, so now it's like 2 different screens up. But fire wrath will
And
finish
you
off
still don't
Zay2.
terrestrialize
Yeah,
Lugia.
no terrestrialization.
Two
So this
turns.
Lugia is just taking a bunch of super effective damage. Yeah, kind of rough. So like now the rain dance does come out from Lugia, so Lugia's done the setup work that I guess it wanted to do, which
Yeah, it's all
is
about
something.
setting up Kingdra.
And now
I
Moltres is going for Terra
understand it.
Fairy, presumably to deal with Kingdra. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. The Terra Fairy also comes from Lugia.
You finally bring it out, but it's like it's
It's a
too little too
little
late at this
too
point,
little
I
too
feel
late.
like.
Yeah, the weather ball will go out from Kingdra. We've seen before this does massive damage to Moltres, and it does do this. So again, Moltres is down to 34% after the healing from Citrus Berry. So it was about a
Does
90%
Lugia finally
hit.
attack this time? Because like what else
And
is
then the
it
Terra
doing?
Blast goes into Kingdra. If there weren't for a light screen, that's definitely a kill right there.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, for sure.
bringing Kingdra down to 10%. Lugia goes for a
Recover.
recover, bringing it back to near full. And then the Rock Slide will finish off Kingdra. So Kingdra not really
If
quite
you
doing
just
as much work as you
aeroblast
would hope
the
for.
Moltres
And now we have
or the
uh,
Hitmontop.
Kangaskhan coming out. So this is like some fake out pressure, but if I remember correctly, oh no, he
Oh,
does
right,
use
he has
fake out. Yeah,
Hurricane. Not he does use Hurricane.
he
He
does use
doesn't. He
Hurricane.
does attack. He doesn't have Aeroblast.
Yeah, so the fake out goes into Moltres, which actually I really don't like that. I think you fake out the
But yeah,
Hitmontop because that protects you
like a
and lets you
Hitmontop.
live. Because Moltres is not going to do much damage with this. I
I guess
mean,
he's expecting like another like helping hand Fiery Wrath, but
that was
no,
massive damage on
it
fake
doesn't
out,
need to
by the
do
way.
it.
27% on fake out is ridiculous. I don't know. Is that like technician? I don't understand how you get
Yeah,
that
I
much.
think it is.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Gotta be.
massive, massive. But then Luigi uses Hurricane. And this is the thing about Lugia. You don't actually do a lot of damage without like setting yourself up, and you've been so much set up, but like none of it was boosting your stats.
Yeah, you're setting up for the rest of your team. It's like this fully supportive
If you're gonna
Lugia,
like
which makes
tank
some sense, but
tank fire rats, you should at least have like a weakness policy or something. Like that's a
I
really
really
nice
think
item for
Lugia
your
should be like
Pokemon.
setting itself up more than like setting its team up because
Yeah, I
it being
agree.
so bulky,
You gotta watch out
like
for
you want to play the
Haze.
long game.
You gotta watch out for Haze
Yeah,
because
but
Lugia's
is
slow,
James
but
running Haze?
probably
I
not.
don't know.
Probably not. Not this team. Maybe like their Haze is not that well distributed, so you do have
Plus,
to.
like a team like James is set up too, so he doesn't want to run Haze and
That's
get rid of his
true. He doesn't want to
Berserk.
get rid of Berserk. You're right about that. Yeah, I could see calm minded. I could see. I actually weakness policy. Lugia is one of the best weakness policy holders as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
it,
With multi-scale,
with
weakness
multi
policy
scale,
is crazy
yeah,
good.
yeah, you're never getting one shot. So, or pretty much never. So, yeah. Yeah, but the Hurricane goes into the Hitmontop, does a
You could
lot, but
honestly
doesn't finish it.
Against James, you could go like you could lead Lugia Kangaskhan, fake out the Hitmontop so that it doesn't break multi-scale, and then you get weakness policy from Fiery Wrath, and that
Yeah,
would be pretty sweet.
that'd be pretty all right. I wouldn't mind the Fortress Kangaskhan lead either, to be honest.
Of course, I
But
don't know
yeah,
if you win the fake out battle with Hitmontop.
speed wise, you can if you put the points in.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm looking at it. You can.
Yeah.
So yeah. So close combat does just kill because the Hurricane didn't take out the Hitmontop, and then he gets through the confusion and gets that hit off. So that means that's a dead Kangaskhan, and now it's just Lugia versus every Pokemon on the entire Umbreon's Reunion Bash. Air Slash comes out, does almost nothing. Hurricane will finish off Hitmontop, but the Reunion Bash has a couple of Pokemon to work with here to get this job
Yeah,
done. And so Feraligatr comes out
Chris
in
does
that
not.
rain. The Air Slash does a little bit of damage. The Flinch actually comes out, which is a pretty crucial one, if I do say so. And then the Liquidation will take 21% of Lugia. This is just going to be a slow slugfest with Recover until eventually James does win. So I'm just going to...
Yeah, because he's just fishing for the flinches so that he can, stop the recover.
Yeah, or getting a
And he can
crit.
just do that because he doesn't have a partner anymore,
Yep.
and
And he gets the crit
he's
and the
not
flinch on the same turn to
threatening
finish it
enough
off.
damage.
The Reflect was about to end anyway, which would have changed the matchup, decently. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I guess Rain and Reflect ending on the same turn means that nothing changes. But
yeah.
yeah,
Like Chris just has to do too much work to set up stuff that doesn't really pay off as much as he wants it to.
yeah.
Especially against James, who does not have to do nearly as much work to set up Moltres.
And I mean, to be honest, James just went with the obvious number one game plan of this team, which is just use Hitmontop and then Moltres to do a lot of damage, and it just matches up so well that it was fine. I don't know.
And Fortress could have been the saving grace here for Chris's team, and it almost was, but he didn't bring it.
Maybe
In the
next
second
time.
game, which is
Maybe they'll get a
unfortunate.
rematch of the playoffs. You never know. You never know who you're
Maybe,
gonna play.
maybe.
So we'll see. Let's move on to the last series. This is the series between Scrambled Egg and the Sunny Shore Wakes. Yeah, we could talk a little bit about the brings. I think so. On the Wakes side, we got Porygon 2 with Terra Ghost. Very normal thing to do. We have the Gramble with Terra Steel. Again, not much to say. We have Terra Flying actually on Mag Cargo, which I like because you are 4 times weak to the ground type moves. I don't think you usually terrestrialize this Pokemon, but we will see how much it does.
Yeah, she's probably preparing for a Mad Cargo against Steelix and Trick Room situation, which could be pretty scary because I think they speed tie.
Yeah. That does make sense. Terra Steel, just any fairy type, the Terra Steel makes sense. So we see that in both Gramble and Azumarill. And then we have Ghost on Venusaur. And I'm going to be honest, this one is a bit of a head scratcher for me. I'm not saying it's
I
bad,
think
I just don't I don't know what it's specifically for, but I guess just the normal type moves that are
Just
coming out.
the Ursaring and the Entei, I suppose.
Yeah, because
Just
they're
keep it from the facade.
yeah, because Ursaring and Entei are a lot of normal type damage. Even Steelix is fighting type damage. So ghost types in general against this scrambled egg team are really hard for that team to deal with. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
want
kind
to be
of like
using
you want to keep like maybe you're in Trick Room against Entei with Venusaur and you're afraid of it using extreme speed to kill you anyway.
uh-huh.
And yeah, and maybe you use like Earth Power on it. Yeah, it kind of
Yeah, and I
makes
mean,
sense.
like one turn of Ghost could be enough for you to get a sleep powder and you can win off of that. So
Yeah,
I could see it. And then Steel again. I think Steel is similar to Ghost, like resist the moves that the normal moves,
yeah.
basically. Yeah. As for Scrambled Egg, I mean the Terra Normal and the normal types that want to hit with Terra with normal moves, it makes sense. Poison for Crobat is yeah.
I'm not sure I get that one. Extra damage, I guess. Just, that's it. Like against Scramble.
It's just more damage, and I don't think you really need anything else. Like, what are you worried about? You're not worried about any psychic types. You're not worried about any
Rock
electric
types.
types. Like Magcargo, I guess.
Cargo, I guess. Yeah.
But like, it's you're not good into Magcargo anyway. So
Rock Towel, Psychic. Yeah, I don't
I
know.
think the poison it's just extra damage against these fairy types. Like you know.
Yeah,
Then
like
Steel
a
on
Zoomer.
Steelix, I think, is fine. Also for the fairy types, it removes you. It makes you not. I don't really know. I
Weak to
guess that's
water.
the main thing. Like not weak to water is pretty important against Azumarill for sure. Grass on Sudowoodo is just for Woodhammer. I know that because I helped build the team, and Woodhammer slaps against Azumarill, so it kind of turns
Fun
that
fact.
Azumarill matchup.
This is a very likely introduction to terrestrialization, as in Scarlet and Violet, there's a Terra Grass Sudowoodo, and that's like the first gym. So
Yeah,
funny.
true. Yeah, Sudowoodo Terragrass is very funny because it's already a
It's
fake.
iconic.
It's a fake
Yeah, it's already
tree,
a fake tree.
and then
Yeah.
you're making it into a real one. But yeah, and then
Hmm.
finally Terra Fairy on the Giraffe Rig. I mean, just generic good psychic type Terra to have. So
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so let's see how it goes. We start with a Porygon 2 and Granbull lead from the Sunny Shore Wakes. On the Scrambled Egg side, we see Crobat and Entei. And it's double inner focus, so this Intimidate just absolutely doesn't do anything.
Wow, very nice.
um,
It's a good thing to predict that that
Pro,
Robin will lead the Intimidate to
uh,
stop Greenlee's physical attackers. So leading both in inner focus, yeah, nice.
yeah. So we see the Terra Normal. It's going to be the extreme speed into that Granbull, doing a respectable 66%.
Yeah, nice.
On the other side. But Granbull
Oh,
has a
red car.
very strange item in the red card. And so that just puts Entei right out and brings Ursaring in. But I don't think this swap really does
It's
anything
not that important.
beneficial. Yeah. Honestly, it kind of sucks in the end of the day because of what happens next. So the
Because yeah,
taunt does
you
come
get the
out.
burn for free.
Yes, exactly. You get the burn for free. So the Super Fang misses, which is also just
Ooh,
really unfortunate. That would have done half of the damage to Ursaring.
yeah.
It got Ursaring pretty
I didn't know Super
low.
Fang had like low accuracy.
I didn't either. I think it's pretty high. I think it's just unlucky.
Like not perfect accuracy, I should say.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So that taunt on the Porygon is going to prevent Porygon from using Reflect, which is very good. And then now, turn two, we see Tailwind coming from Crobat. Now, this Tailwind
It's
actually,
very impressive to me how Greenlee like shuts down both of Robin's options for like suppressing her damage output by taunting the reflect and also leading both inner focus against the intimidate. That's
yeah,
good stuff.
it is good. This Tailwind, though, I'm not as big of a fan because you're already faster, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you are. You definitely are. They're
And
both 40
so
and you're like 50 in one. 30 or something.
Yeah, so the facade will finish off Gramble, but then a big ice beam into the
I definitely would have gone
Crobat.
for like cross poison to finish off Granbull
And then
just
facade
facade
into
onto Porygon.
Porygon. Yeah, that would have been.
Because that forces it to be on the defensive, like have to recover next turn if it doesn't just die.
Yeah, I almost wonder if running Toxic on Crobat is worth it just to Toxic this Porygon.
No, probably not.
You
Probably
don't think
not.
so?
I don't know.
I mean, it's Acrobatics, Taunt, Tailwind, and Cross Poison. So
I don't know what else I would put on it. Maybe Protect.
yeah. But a little bit of chip from the burn, and now Azumarill is coming onto the field. It's going to go Terra Steel right away. Good Terra, defends yourself against that Crobat. The Cross Poison will do nothing as a result. And then the Facade does go into the Porygon this time around.
If you had done that last turn, then Porygon would be dead.
Yeah, Porygon
you would have maybe saved Crobat.
Yes, yeah. And now the Ice Beam does go out into the Ursa Ring. And then we're going to see Belly Drum from Azumarill. So that's a very spooky Azumarill now with the Terra Steel with a 4 times attack, max attack, has access to the Aqua Jet. How are you going to respond? Venusaur swapping in. The Aqua Jet goes into the Ursa Ring, which makes sense. And then the Acrobatics actually...
very, very unfortunate for Robin there.
Yeah, really tough switch into the Venusaur Foggy Fresh, getting brought down 90% all the way down to 11. 90% damage now. And now has 11% left. And then, yeah, but Entei still available. And so Entei will be coming out.
Protect for the extreme speed is a good play.
Yeah, but this Azumarill is so spooky. Like, it can kind of do whatever. It does go for the Aqua Jet into the Crobat to finish that off. And then Sacred Fire, from the Entei will finish it off. I don't know if Aqua Jet could have killed Entei. Surely not, though, right?
No. It's not even super effective. Because the Terra.
Yeah, exactly. So I think this is just going to be it's Entei, looking pretty strong. And then finally, Sudowoodo comes out, and it's just Porygon and Venusaur at low HP versus a full HP Entei and a full HP Sudowoodo. Sacred Fire will go out and finish off that Venusaur pretty easy. Recover comes out from Porygon, and the Sudowoodo goes for Wood Hammer. This is the wrong move. I think Greenlee also got baited by Sudowoodo, thinking it's a grass type. When it is in fact not, because I know that she's running Head Smash, and that would do significantly more damage.
Head Smash.
Head Smash. Yeah, that's what I said.
I was correcting myself because I said Rock Head. That's the ability.
Oh, yeah, it has Rock Head and it uses Head Smash. Yeah. So, yeah. I would have done much more damage. Luckily, it doesn't matter. Goes for a Sucker Punch, but it's Recover, I think. So it doesn't actually work, but it doesn't matter because this is over. I'm actually so upset that we don't get to see Head Smash get used because it's such a good move.
Yeah, it's such a good move.
And
also, why is Sudowoodo called Scrambled? I feel like I would have called it Hard Boiled. Is that, I guess, because that's
Steelix is Hard Boiled. Steelix is Hard Boiled, yeah. So let's go into game 2 and see what the adjustments are from the players. Robin starting out by adjusting, the Wakes. Sometimes I use the names, sometimes I use the team names. But yeah, the Wakes coming out with, we have Hoot Hoot and the Pepto-Bismol Magcargo, the shiny Magcargo.
I love that one.
Does, in fact, look like Pepto-Bismol. And then on the other side, we've got Ursa Ring and Crobat once again as the lead. So, what is the play? We're going to see a Protect from Ursa Ring. Probably just to buy time to get that
to get the
burn up, and then the Tailwind, which I respect this Tailwind this time because it does in fact make you faster than Noctowl, so you do actually need it to be topping the speed. The Hyper Voice comes out from that is a throat spray Noctowl. Damn. God damn. And it's gonna,
like a great value for a giraffe over here.
yeah, for real. And it's gonna do a little bit of 30% to Crobat. I mean, it's not nothing. It breaks Sash as well, and then we see Yawn coming out from the
Mm.
Pepto Bismol. Now the burn will be on this Ursaring. Now, I think also like this is where you can swap out Crobat, like kind of free from my
Yeah,
perspective. Like you're not threatened by Magcargo Noctowl.
yeah. If anything, I would maybe taunt the Noctowl. But yeah, probably you want to swap out
Yeah, and then the cross poison does come, and then
or toxic
this
the
is
Magcargo
where
if you want.
this is another mistake because like Facade, I built
Resisted.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
resisted, so it
Facade
doesn't do that
Noctowl if
much.
anything.
I mean, the thing is, I built this team, so I know that this Ursaring has Earthquake, and so
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
definitely you just use
if you
Earthquake.
just use Earthquake, this is a dead
That's a dead
Magcargo.
Magcargo.
If yeah, so you could like Earthquake and switch, or you could Earthquake and
Magcargo
taunt.
stocks would not be as high as they are if she had just used Earthquake.
Yeah, no, they would not be. Right now, they're through the roof. But the Reflect comes out. This is going to seriously hamper the Scrambled Eggs' ability to do damage because they are
Oh, the
all
burn.
physical.
Unfortunate. Wait, no, not the burn. The burn is already there. I'm
The burn is already there
insane.
from the yeah. But this Reflect does come. And again, Crunch, not Earthquake.
Oof.
Now, of course, you can't Earthquake next to Entei.
Yeah, you don't want an Earthquake
So, like,
next to Entei, but you could have done it next to Crobat.
you
for
could have
free.
done it next to Crobat. You could have done it next to Crobat. But yeah, the Crunch comes
But
out.
why even like target Magcargo? You could have just killed Noctowl with Facade.
You
If
could
you
have
can't kill Magcargo, just kill
just
Noctowl.
ignore it. Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, Noctowl can die.
If you're switching into Entei anyway, and you're not that worried about Magcargo.
Yeah, because Mad Cargo just recovers all of
Because
that damage
Magcargo is
back.
just like taking damage. It's just like, drawing attention away.
Yeah, and then we see Terra Normal Extreme Speed also into
Ugh.
Mad Cargo. So it's just like Mad Cargo is just being hit.
By these not very effective moves.
Yeah, Greenlee did tell me not to make fun, so we have to be nice. She's
Not making fun of Greenlee.
Not making fun.
Disappointed.
But yeah, casting the game, just casting the game. Now the Hyper Voice comes out, does actually pretty respectable damage. Now the Facade
There
finally
you go. You
targets
could
the
have done
slot.
that ages ago, and Noctowl.
Yeah, but
Wouldn't
now
have
we
done
get
anything.
another yawn onto Entei.
I mean,
The
Noctowl
chip,
didn't do that much anyway, but
That's true.
it's that Tailwind, which is
which is
something.
annoying. The chip does get the Ursaring down, and this is where you can swap Entei to avoid the sleep, but elects to stay in. The Extreme Speed doesn't do much to Azumarill. Kind of the same situation we saw last turn. This Terra Steel Azumarill is pretty. Like the thing is, if you
Pretty
swap. If you swap here with Entei, that also gives you the opportunity to, have a different move on Entei and have your Entei be awake.
Oh, Entei's choice band?
Yeah, this is a choice banded Entei.
Oh,
So, yeah,
wow.
now that you've clicked Extreme Speed, you're a little bit
Yeah, you can't do
hooked.
anything against these two.
And so you need to swap. But the thing is, it's a little late now you're
Hyper
sleeping.
Voice isn't going to do anything either.
It doesn't do much. But honestly, there's not a lot else for Giraffe Rig
Yeah,
to be doing here.
why rig on this team?
Why Giraffe Rig? It's the Trick Room
Yeah.
setter in case of Trick Room.
I figured.
Huh?
But yeah, I did figure that, but why bring it with these Pokemon?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think in this case you probably would want. I mean, I think the idea is you're going Tailwind, so Giraffe Rig is a little more. It's like fast, so it's synergized
Yeah.
with your Tailwind a little bit better. But
Functions better in Tailwind.
yeah,
Should
but I
use
think
Psychic, though.
like ultimately Steelix would have kind of slapped. I think, and even
Probably.
Sudowoodo would have been maybe a little better, but Steelix would have been. I think
Steelix does kind of just get rocked by Azumarill, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really high defense. It's hard to say.
I
Like,
don't
a
know. I don't
max
think it gets
attack
one shot. I don't think it gets one
Azumarill
shot.
versus Steelix. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But yeah, the Heat Wave comes out, does moderate damage to both, does
Heatwave
burn,
definitely would rock Steelix.
and it burns both. That's crazy.
Oh wow, I don't know if I've ever seen that.
The double burn. That's crazy. The double burn. Burning these eggs. These eggs are so burnt.
They're
And
burned eggs.
now it's pretty much just a matter of time before this game is over. Like, Mad Cargo recovers again, and they just can't do damage to the steel and rock types with the extreme speed. And we have a sleeping Crobat in the back, and that'll just die to some liquidation gameplay, and it's over. Now we'll go to game 3. Let's see what we got. Game 3. What will be the changes? How will things be different? How will the players adjust? We see this a different lead slightly from the eggs. This time Entei up front. It is the Noctowl and Porygon lead. Very defensive lead from the side of the Sunny Shore Wakes. The taunt will go out
I don't really
into
get
the
the Noctowl.
Porygon. And the Sacred Fire does massive damage, almost one-shotting that Noctowl, but it does live, which is 1%, allowing it to get Reflect off. I mean, that was a double Reflect.
The point is double Reflect, so that Greenlee can't prevent Reflect no matter what.
Yeah, so this Reflect is up.
I so much overvaluing the screens. I don't think they're that important. But,
Yeah, I mean, also Brick Break just gets rid of them, but we don't see any of that on these teams. We might see some more Brick Break in week 2 and 3 as, like, obviously teams are favoring the screens. We'll see Brick Break rise in popularity as a response, but yeah,
for sure.
In week 1 it's the screens, no Brick Break, but yeah, we'll see how things go. But yeah, Mad Cargo swapping in under the Reflect. The Tailwind comes out. Again, this is completely like... The Tailwind doesn't matter. The Sacred Fire, I think, misses. It just misses into the...
But it was going into my Cargo. Why would you attack my Cargo with Sacred Fire?
Well, it was swapped in.
Ever.
So you thought it was...
Oh, it was swapped. Oh, never mind.
You thought it was
okay.
Noctowl.
I just wasn't paying attention.
But yeah,
okay.
Ice Beam
still,
goes
you
out.
probably still want to extreme speed into Noctowl.
Well, you use Sacred Fire.
Because that's more... Yeah. Oh, because Choice Band.
Choice Band, yeah. I think you would just... In that case... I think you're just slapping a Sacred Fire into Porygon, to be honest. And then attacking with Cross Poison or something. But the Acrobatics goes into Porygon, just doesn't really do anything. I mean, that's the thing. Once Reflect is up, it's brutal. It's so brutal.
Yeah, maybe it is that important.
I mean, against these super defensive Pokemon, it kind of makes sense.
Super offensive, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, in combination with how defensive these Pokemon are, it keeps them alive for so long. And now Ursaring can go for the Protect to get the burn up. The Sacred Fire stays in on Entei. Again, this is where it's like, just swap Entei. Entei's really not doing anything. You could just swap it.
Yeah,
instead of really letting it sleep.
Threat.
Like, you're under zero threat from these Pokemon.
Like, who's in the back is the question. Is it Sudowoodo or is it Steelix or what?
I mean, either way, both are better than having Entei.
Well, because you don't want to swap into Steelix.
Why?
Then Mad Cargo just kills you. Mad Cargo.
No, he doesn't.
With a Heat Wave, he does.
He didn't even use Heat Wave.
Yeah, but he could.
Ooh, I think you'd rather have Entei alive, and not asleep. But I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to use Earth Power, but Earth Power would do a lot of damage to Steelix also.
And you need a different move. Like, you just have to swap Entei. I think you don't really have a choice. You gotta risk it. But yeah, no, now... And you can... If Steelix is on the field, then you can Protect an Earthquake and then actually just kill this thing. But now you can't. So the Facade goes into the Porygon, but it's a Terra Ghost. It's a very good Terra Ghost right there. The Earth Power will finish off the Entei. So the last Pokemon, we'll see what it is. It is, in fact, Sudowoodo. So Sudowoodo, it would have been fine. You could easily switch Sudowoodo very safely into the... Yeah, I mean, Earth Power will do a lot, but you're not going to die, probably. Maybe you die. I don't know. I actually don't know how strong Mad Cargo is and how high Sudowoodo's special defense is, but...
I mean, maybe it could...
And you're not sturdy.
It doesn't have sturdy. It's rocket.
But it's still I think worth it to keep Entei alive and
to swap the move.
To swap the move, and change Entei's
But
move.
what's the other move that you would want? Like
I'm
Earthquake?
not 100%. I think you're trying to get Sudowoodo in, and then go for Protect Earthquake. Like you're hoping Sudowoodo lives. But anyway, let's just see.
Mm.
So the Crunch goes out into Porygon with the Terra Ghost. That does a lot. But now we see yet
Got the reflects the
another
taunts out.
Reflect. And then now it is Azumarill coming out. The Crunch. Good swap
Mm.
into the Crunch.
Yeah,
This is where
good
Protect
pivot.
Earthquake would have been nice, but none are forthcoming. Woodhammer does go into the same
Okay.
slot and does a lot of damage, so that's respectable. Does prevent this Azumarill from going for the Belly Drum, which is pretty important. But the Aqua Jet is just going to be enough. Facade will finish off Azumarill, but just so many heat waves. I mean, Magcargo's just sitting here and sitting here and sitting here and sitting
Hmm.
here and sitting here and using heat wave after heat wave after heat wave after yawn after heat wave after recover after yawn, and it's like the whole time you have Earthquake, which would just kill it instantly. So, I think that's the biggest thing, and I think like that is what has allowed Magcargo to get away with absolute murder in week 1. But yeah, that's going to be the game. Sudowoodo is asleep, and it's just Mad Cargo with the
Hmm.
Earth Power
The Earth Tower. Yep.
finishing it off. So Mad Cargo, absolute goat in this matchup, but I think it's because its major weakness got a little bit overlooked.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think like my cargo looked a lot better in this game than it did in the other game where it also kind of rolled. I think if Greenlee had just like targeted, like used some different moves, against my
Mm-hmm.
cargo in the game too, then it would not be nearly as you know incredible as it ended up being.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah,
And now we're gonna
that was
move.
the
That's the
that was the review.
recap.
Now it's
The
the look
review.
ahead
Now I
time.
got to do the look ahead. This will be a little bit quicker. So let's see what we have cooking. So the first matchup, Sunny Shore Wakes, who we just saw,
Versus Coronet
versus the
Commanders.
Coronet Commanders. Now the Coronet Commanders had a pretty convincing victory this in
Yeah,
week 1, but they will be looking
I
to
would
do it
agree.
again. The Sunny Shore Wakes had a little bit more of a tight one, but they, that they have extra experience, as a
Hmm.
team now. This team has faced adversity and come out on top. You can't say the same thing about the Commanders. Like, will they crack under the pressure? You know, uh,
Yeah.
but all that
I
aside,
actually I kind of favor Robin in this matchup
hmm
generally. Obviously, she's not going to be able to make use of Mag Cargo this time, but she doesn't totally need to. She's got this the Porygon 2 Grand Bull lead that's going to be really tough for the commanders to deal with.
hmm
Um, I think once you get Trick Room up, there's really nothing the commanders can do. And Grand Bull threatens Tyranitar for pretty big damage. So does Azumarill. So does Venusaur. And Venusaur also threatens Suicune. I think you've also got like Ampharos for Skarmory. I think those are like I don't know if maybe you bring like some combination of like Porygon 2, Grand Bull, Venusaur, Ampharos. Just because you don't need Azumarill, I don't think as much in this
yeah,
matchup if you already have Grand Bull. And the Grand Bull Intimidate is going to be very big to reduce that damage that Tyranitar is able to supply. Um, yeah, I think it's a pretty favorable. I mean, obviously, like Luke has the Suicune for Mag Cargo, but you're not bringing Mag Cargo. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't see how. Like, it's gonna be hard for Luke to deal with this Porygon and to keep it out of Trick Room.
yeah, totally agree. I mean, things I'm noticing outright, like immediately, are like I think Ampharos, like you said, this is definitely the week for the Ampharos debut. It's strong versus Togetic, it's strong versus Skarmory, and it's strong versus
Hmm.
Suicune. Um,
Yeah, you don't even necessarily need Venusaur for the Suicune.
yeah,
Especially since
exactly.
Suicune threatens the Ice Beam. I think you go like Porygon, Grand Bull, Azumarill, Ampharos even.
Yeah, and so I like that Ampharos. I think Azumarill, like you said, it's not necessarily needed, but it is good. Like it's good versus Tyranitar. It's
It's good for Sound Doom.
it's good versus Houndoom if this is a Houndoom week. And yeah, the Trick Room option is definitely usually what Sunny Shore wants to be doing. And this is a week, like unlike week 1, where it's Trick Room v Trick Room. And funnily enough, we didn't see any Trick Room in the two Trick Room teams playing against each other.
That's true. That's true.
Um,
But in this
and
match,
this
we're
we
going to see
should
it.
be seeing it. And I
And
do
I
think
don't
you're right.
know. I don't know if Luke has like a taunt option or anything to keep them out of it
Maybe
either.
APOM, but then you're playing APOM, so it's a little bit dicey
Yeah.
there. I mean, I could see APOM with some fake out pressure and taunt actually being a tool that you want to use this time around, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not 100%. One thing I'll say about like to talk a little bit about the Coronet Commanders here. I do think this might be the Weezing debut week because Weezing matches
Mm.
up very well into Azumarill and Granbull. It cancels out Granbull's ability, which is nice. You can protect yourself against the Intimidate there. It's like the other abilities that you're canceling out are like kind of whatever, but actually removing Azumarill's huge power is huge. Like
Yeah,
you,
yeah, it
you just
is.
remove it, and the Azumarill is just weak. Like so,
Yeah,
I like the
definitely the
Weezing.
wheezing is
Um,
gonna have to do some work here.
yeah, and then you're always bringing the Tyranitar. I will say one
I
good
think
thing.
if you led Wheezing Tyranitar, I don't know if either of them gets taunt, but you can taunt to keep Porygon 2 from using Trick Room basically for free because it's
Yeah,
always gonna have Eviolite.
yeah, pretty much. And it can't really give up that Eviolite. Togetic is another interesting choice because like it is one of the Trick Room viable Pokemon. It's actually really fast in Trick Room because it's one of the slower Pokemon. It's definitely the slowest Pokemon on the Coronet Commanders, but I don't know if it's slow enough to justify. Especially like, is it slower than Ampharos? I don't know, but Ampharos is going to do really well against those. So I
You don't have
think,
to. I think you just keep it out of Trick Room. Tyranitar does learn taunt. I don't know if
oh, Taunt
you
Tyranitar is crazy.
yeah, but you could do it. Oh no, you know what? Weezing also learns taunt, so just give Weezing taunt, and then you're
Okay.
good.
Okay. So then I think for the Wakes, Weezing is the biggest threat. On the other side, I think actually Coronet has a couple of threats they have to handle. Like because it's not only do you need to stop the Trick Room, I think you just need to stop Ampharos in general. Like how do you really hit this Ampharos for super effective damage? It's pretty tricky, and Ampharos is going to be clapping back with pretty good super effective against most things. And even Azumarill
Yeah,
matches up extremely well into Tyranitar. Like you absolutely have to like terrestrialize this Tyranitar. I mean, we'll probably see Terra Electric
you
again, but I don't.
yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe you run like a ground type move on Tyranitar for Ampharos coverage because I don't see what else you could do.
Yeah, like because you
I mean,
can
Meganium maybe counters Ampharos. Is this the time to
for
bring
Meganium.
Meganium?
I don't know. I'm not so
Maybe, probably
convinced.
not,
Yeah,
but maybe. I mean, it counters Meganium or it counters Ampharos. It counters Azumarill also.
it does.
So
But I wouldn't ignore Magcargo completely either. Magcargo's pretty bad into most Pokemon though on this team. To be fair, I like it's only good
yeah, the
against
only
Skarmory
reason
and
you
Meganium.
bring yeah, it's just Skarmory and Meganium. That's the only reason you'd bring Magcargo.
And even like Porygon will do fine into Skarmory. Like Skarmory's special defense
Yeah,
is
with
poor,
Hounded.
and then Porygon can just Ice Beam it, and it'll be like fine. Like it'll be fine. It won't be amazing, but it'll be fine. Now, of course, you got to watch out for Body Press. The Body Press is strong, but yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all I want to
Yeah, I'm
say.
good. I'm good with that.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup. This one is ours.
Yee.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is going to be a close one, I think. But I've been doing a lot of prep. I do feel confident in my team's ability to beat yours. I don't think you're really respecting Murkrow Typhlosion and how well it matches into most of your team. Obviously, you have Ho-Oh that resists my like eruption. You have like Slowking that resists it, but Slowking is also threatened by Shadow Ball, and there's ways to deal with Ho-Oh. But like Ho-Oh also is like it's gonna be sitting on the field for a while, but it can't really do all that much to my team. It doesn't have that much coverage. It's got like Sacred Fire and you can use Thunderbolt with it. And like flying type moves here and there. Like, but you don't have that many of like aerial ace is like your best option. So it is difficult offensively for Ho-Oh, and like easier for my team to not necessarily prioritize killing it immediately
Right.
than it would seem. But yeah, that's I guess I'll let you speak your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think this matchup is very, very, very terrible for you. And I've practiced it a bit, and I can't figure out how you win, like ever. Like,
Really?
and I try a
That's
lot of
surprising
different
to me.
things, and it's like I can't get your team to. And I'm playing both teams, and I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
get your
so am
team to
I.
win. Like, which is very different because last time we played each other, I played and I played and I played, and I even texted Greenlee and I was like, I can't beat Carter's team. Like, I can't get it. I don't know. And eventually I got something that won, but then I ended up losing pretty bad. But this time it's like I can't figure out like
Well, I'm not
how
sure
you would.
which
But
Pokemon you're bringing for my team, and I don't know which ones you're bringing for
I mean,
yours,
I'm
and
not
you're
gonna
not
tell
gonna
you, but
reveal that per se. But I
there
mean,
might be.
there's a version of my team that I've done like a few different combinations of your Pokemon, and like outside of Ho-Oh, like your team just doesn't like threaten my team that much. It feels like. I mean, I win the speed battle in like every scenario. I mean, you get Trick Room up with Slowking, and then I'm in a bit more trouble. But I don't know. There's options. I still have Prankster Murkrow, which is very difficult for you to deal with as well.
Yeah,
So
Murkrow is a problem for sure. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm sure you can come up with something I didn't come up with because I didn't practice it that much, and like honestly, I didn't explore that many combinations of your team. So to be fair, I'm sure there's like ways, but from I tried like basically two versions of your team only, which isn't a lot. Like I do
yeah,
think your team is actually deep enough to do a lot of different things, but in those versions, it was really hard. The thing is, Ho, I think you're maybe underselling how powerful it is because like it
it is really
is.
powerful. I'm not saying it isn't, but it just doesn't have that much coverage.
It doesn't. I
Is
don't
the
think
only
it will destroy Heracross. Also, you forgot dual wing
yeah.
beat. It's so dual wing beat's like effectively an 80 power move that goes through Sash. So it's
That's true.
actually a lot better than aerial ace. So I can dual wing beat the Heracross. I can hit the Sneasel. I can hit the Celebi. And then like I don't know, I don't really need like I can hit everything else for neutral. Like I can dual wing beat Yanma, Vileplume, and I can hit everything else for neutral at least. So it's like I kind of am fine with Ho just being strong. Like, and yeah, you're right about the speed thing. Like that is a big problem. But I don't really see how you stop me from getting Trick Room. Like there are ways, I guess, but it's pretty hard because it's kind of dependent on like what my Slowking has. Like if I what Terra it has, you know, and stuff like that. But like even Smeargle can help protect it with Map Block. So there's like it's kind of hard for you to because I'm immune to taunt, so it's kind of hard for you to like guarantee stop Trick Room, and then once the Trick
Forgot
Room
about
moves up,
fucking Mat Block.
yeah, once the Trick Room is up, it's like I don't. Then you're getting bodied because like we talked about Ho-Oh. Let's talk a little bit about. I mean, I'm giving way too much away, honestly, but
Well, you gave away Map Block, so I will also remind you of Quash and Murkrow. So even when Trick Room is up, it's like not as easy for you to
not
just
as easy
roll
to
that
just
team.
go for first. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I was thinking about like I think my Pokemon even have like even Donphan. Like Donphan is not good into Sneasel, to be fair, but it's good into Typhlosion. It has Rock Slide. It can do that. It's like I guess it's not good into Heracross either. So Donphan's maybe not it this time. But Piloswine is nice. I really like Piloswine for the Ice typing against the Murkrow. The ground typing against Typhlosion. It has thick fat, so it's not actually weak to the fire moves from Typhlosion, which
Yeah,
makes
but I
it
mean it's neutral and that's like for Typhlosion, if you're neutral, you're still gonna die.
I don't know.
You kind of have to resist in most cases for it to not be really threatening.
Eviolite has seems to be doing its work in my experience. But
Okay.
the ice type will hit Celebi. It'll hit Vileplume. I don't even think you're bringing Yanma. I can hit Mantine for neutral. So there's that, and then Golem Alola. Golem Alola, it wrecks Murkrow, it wrecks Typhlosion, it wrecks Sneasel, it destroys Mantine, and it just is bad into Vileplume. But I think actually, unlike last season where I had no Vileplume answers, I actually have a lot of Vileplume answers. So I don't think Vileplume like
That's true.
last season. part of why I lost was because Golem got beat by Vileplume. And funnily enough, we have Golem and Vileplume back at it again. But this time, Golem has the help it needs to actually deal with the Vileplume. And so, like, if Golem is in position where Vileplume is gone and Celebi is gone, then I think Golem can do a lot. Like, and under Trick Room, Golem can definitely do a lot.
I think in this matchup, like probably probably Celebi is going to be like my saving grace, at least for my practice, because Celebi is incredibly bulky, and that's going to be very very helpful. But yeah,
Yeah, and I did not practice into the Celebi, so maybe that's something I need to go back and check. But yeah. Alrighty, cool. So let's move on. This next matchup, this is the Sinnoh Kingdras versus Singing in the Rain. This is the double the Rain team versus Rain team.
The Rain team. So this is kind of nice for Chris because he doesn't necessarily have to set Rain for himself. And if Brian hasn't been studying Chris's strategy, then he's probably gonna jump in with the Politoed, hoping he can do some Raikou Thunder shenanigans against Lugia. But it's really just going to help him set up Kingdra, which I think Kingdra does a lot of work against Brian's team here.
Yeah. Okay. My read on this is, at first I'm like, okay, this is gonna be so slow. They're both in Rain. Like, Singing in the Rain has nothing for Fortress. I don't know how they get rid of Lugia. Although Raikou is pretty good versus Lugia. And so I'm like, this is gonna be so slow. But then I thought, what if just Perish? Because I do think one of the big problems we've talked about, we've really talked about the Kingdras, they have a problem with damage. And if you have a problem with damage, then Perish is your worst nightmare. And I just don't know. Like, because while Fortress is good in the Rain, Scizor is also good in the Rain for all the same reasons, and the Kingdras don't really have a Scizor answer either. So you kind of have to... I think the only way through the Perish wall, like if it's Mischievous Wobbuffet, right? Or like Politoed Wobbuffet, Mischievous Scizor. That's like such a terrifying Perish mode, and the only way through it, in my opinion, is to hope you get some crits with Kingdra. Like, you just have to. And the thing is, then Wobbuffet probably just claps back with the magic bounce or magic mirror or whatever it is. Instantly Kingdra's dead. Yeah, mirror coat. Instantly Kingdra's dead. If Wobbuffet lives at all, which it could be Sash if it really needs to be. I mean, it doesn't really need any other item.
Yeah, I'm not sure what item Wobbuffet was running in the last version of this team, because he put Sash on
Scizor.
Scizor, yeah.
But yeah, you don't need.
Yeah, I'm sure what it
like
was.
Wobbuffet doesn't need any other item than Sash, and if you put Sash, you can't get one shot, and then you basically, if you can't get one shot, you pretty much always take a KO. Like they have to break Sash, and then they have to one shot you, or otherwise you're taking a KO for free. So it's like, I could see that being super super dangerous, and then like I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard for Chris to get through that. Now that being said, even outside of that, I do think. The matchup's a little bit more even, but I think Raikou will do well. Like Raikou does well into pretty much everything. So
yeah,
and even Quillfish. This could be the Quillfish debut.
Quillfish debut?
Yeah, because it's dark type, so you're hitting Lugia and Zaytu.
Lugia? Yeah, and Zaytu, yeah.
Hitting Lugia and Zaytu. You have Intimidate also, but I don't know, Intimidate doesn't matter. I was going to say versus Kangaskhan, but you probably just go
the thing is, like, if Chris is still going to be using Lugia as just like the setup Pokemon, maybe it doesn't matter if he gets Perished with it like turn one, you know, as long as he's got the Rain for Kingdra. Like once that's over, because then like when Perish finishes off, like you know Wobbuffet's dead. Yeah.
Is it? I mean, though?
Switches perfectly.
It's kind of hard to kill Wobbuffet. It's shockingly hard to kill Wobbuffet. If Wobbuffet just spams like. Yeah. The mirror coat every turn, like you can't ever kill it. Like if you ever try to attack it, you just die. You know, I mean, you don't.
Yeah, if he doesn't have Sash, because we saw in your team, in your match, he didn't have Sash, and Wobbuffet was just nothing.
But
so I would definitely say Brian needs to put Sash on Wobbuffet for this time, and once he does that, it's going to be pretty hard. Strong.
I mean, you can break Sash with like a weaker move that doesn't kill you.
Oh, for sure.
And then that's like the way around it, but it's hard. It's
you use like Kangaskhan, and then I don't know what else you
Anything. You literally use anything. Just break Sash with one. It doesn't
anything.
matter. But yeah.
Like Kingdra Kangaskhan maybe is your lead.
But even like the thing is, even in a setup v setup, like Scizor can set up harder than Lugia and just like does more. Like Scizor could just if you have Scizor versus Lugia, Scissor's so good in that matchup and just like it hits,
Yeah.
it clicks like Sword Dance for every Calm Mind you use. It clicks Sword Dance and then you just die. Like I don't know. So yeah, I think it's hard.
But what moves is it running against Lugia to like supply the damage?
Anything. I mean, just
Anything.
honestly, just Bullet Punch. Why?
Because it's just neutral. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter when you Sword Dance up. Like it doesn't matter. You just hit really hard. Lugia is
Yeah, I mean
not.
they're both neutral against each other, but I guess Scizor wins out by being physical.
Just by
and not
being
special.
able by being physical and number one and number two by being able to set up faster like because you're
I think
boosting your...
Fortress wins against Scizor though, with like Iron Defense Body Press.
Yeah, probably it probably does, but Parrish wins against setup in general, so I don't know, we'll see. It could definitely be interesting. I think this is one of the most interesting like matchups in general, and then also just like the with Parrish as an option, it's like a very very spooky option. I think
Definitely
you might be. I don't
Brian.
know. Maybe it's just me, but I when I practiced against myself, for Brian in week 1 against his parish, it was so hard, bro. It was so hard to get through the parish. It's
Yeah,
shockingly
as
difficult.
long as he sashes up that Wobbuffet, I think Brian has a really strong chance against like to perish that Lugia.
Even if you, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Even if you don't, like, how are you one-shotting Wobbuffet? It's really hard to one-shot Wobbuffet. I promise.
I mean, didn't you just say the opposite? It's
What
not
do
that
you
hard to one
mean?
shot.
It depends on your Pokemon. It's hard for Lugia to one-shot Wobbuffet, is what I should have said.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, Kingdra can one-shot Wobbuffet, no problem. But Lugia?
yeah.
Lugia? Yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's go next. Last one. This is Scrambled Egg versus Umbreon's Reunion Bash. So this should be another good one. I think this is actually really hard for the Scrambled Egg, and the reason is because Hitmontop is just so good versus it. Like the Intimidate is so good versus
on many levels.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the Scrambled Egg squad is that they struggle versus Intimidate, and although I will say they have double inner focus, so maybe it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Like,
and they can't be flinched by Fake Out because of inner focus. So
yeah,
it's kind
so
of
actually
like,
maybe it's kind of fine. Because Crobat will come out and just acrobatics this Hitmontop into Oblivion, and then Entei can do big damage to Moltres, so that's probably pretty good. And then honestly, there's not like any resists for the Terra for like Facade. There's not even really resists for Terra Normal. Like, so I do think you're talking about like the Umbreon's. Why can't I always struggle every time to say it. Umbreon's Reunion Bash. They will.
Yeah, Umbreon's Reunion Bash.
They will. They'll need some like defensive Terras that can help like deal with the Terra, like the normal type attacks that are going to be coming through. I think
also you're going to be able to shut down the setup on Moltres with Haze and Crobat pretty effectively.
That's true. Yeah, Crobat Haze is pretty powerful stuff. Steelix is shockingly good into this. Like, the only way you hit Steelix is with Feraligatr, basically. I mean, I guess Fiery Wrath is neutral. It's just like, I will say, like, for like
even for Alligator, it's physical, so Steelix is not going to be that
Steelix
worried
is
about
not
it.
that worried. Like, I think that Scrambled Egg has a little bit of a Moltres problem, but they have really good answers for everything else. Like, I don't think you're scared about Espeon. I think Umbreon is kind of whatever. Like,
I think like if you bring the same like set that you had against the Robin team, I think just pretty like effectively destroys James's whole thing.
yeah, or you could go hard Trick Room this time. You really can. I mean, because Sudowoodo is maybe your best Moltres response, and you want Trick Room for that. And Executor can help you get it. Girafarig can help you get it. I think Girafarig... The thing is, both of these are weak to Moltres, so you have to be a little careful. But, like, generally, Moltres is, like... Because it's using a spread move as its primary attack, it's not usually going to one-shot you. You know what I mean? So you should be able to... And, like, you don't have another... attacker to help take
The
out
thing is,
an
like,
Executor.
it's hard for Greenlee to go like hard Trick Room because then you have to lead with your Trick Room setter, which kind of has to be Giraffe Reg unless you're gonna like Terrastalize Executor, and then once you have like Giraffe Rig, it's like who goes next to it. Like if you're setting Trick Room, then it basically has to be like Ursaring. It has to be Steelix because Steelix is the only one that wouldn't care about Intimidate. And also would work well in Trick Room because you put an Entei in Trick Room, it can only use extreme speed, and obviously Crobat's the only other Ender Focus doesn't work in Trick Room. You'd have to go like Steelix for body press, I think, if you're doing hard Trick Room.
I mean, I don't think you have to lead Giraffe Rig. I think you can easily lead Executor. Like, it's
Yeah,
the
but you have to
same.
terrestrialize it or it dies to Fiery Wrath immediately.
Well, doesn't Giraffe Rig. You think Giraffe Rig is tankier than Executor? Like, they're
Oh, yeah,
both
I
weak
didn't
to
really
it.
think about that.
So it's like kind of the same thing.
Yeah, you have to do it either
So
way.
since they're
Maybe
both
you lead
weak,
Executor.
so since they're both weak to it, I definitely just prefer Executor.
Yeah, for
Because
some reason I was just thinking like normal type was Treverick, but I
yeah,
forgot it was psychic,
no,
which
psychic.
is
I
a little
think you
crazy.
prefer
But
Executor
yeah, you
because then you
definitely
have a
just
Feraligatr answer, which you otherwise don't.
yeah, that's true.
So like
And you have like a Hitmontop pressure.
I think you can go for some kind of I don't know. You can lead like Executor +1. It doesn't even matter that what that much what it is, and then you just swap in Sudowoodo and Trick Room like on the same turn. I would
You
like
could, but then
that.
you have to like burn a turn of Trick Room swapping.
No, no, you swap and use Trick Room on the same turn. Like your turn one,
Oh,
you're
on the same.
swapping and using
Yeah,
Trick Room because you're
then
worried
you're
about
cooking
Fake
again.
Out, you're worried about Intimidate, so you're not
Yeah, that's true.
like. And I mean, what is like worst case is a nasty plot. Like I don't know, it's kind of whatever. You could also lead if you lead like Crobat Executor, then you could also then you have the option of like if it's something else that you didn't expect, you could just Tailwind. Like you could just Tailwind Psychic with Executor and like just take out the
True.
Hitmontop, or like or Acrobatics the Hitmontop immediately. You could like Acrobatics Hitmontop and go for Trick Room like at the same time, and then yeah, you swap. It does burn a turn of Trick Room swapping thereafter, but it's like whatever. Maybe I don't know.
I do
There's
like that. I
options.
like
There's
the
options.
Executor. It's very tricky lead. And then when you have Crobat on the field, Moltres doesn't want to terrestrialize as much.
Yeah, exactly. If it's like Terra
If
Fairy,
it's Terra Fairy, assuming it is Terra Fairy, which it always has been, and maybe you won't go
maybe
Terra
this
Fairy
is
this
the
time
Terra
since Crobat's
Steel
there.
time because Terra Steel is pretty
Could
good.
be.
But like, you
But
just
Terra
expose
Steel
yourself to
is
Entei, you expose yourself to
yeah,
Body Press. Like, there's not an obvious, there's not an easy win. You know?
yeah, yeah. Terra Dragon.
Yeah. So then just bring out the Bayleaf and an easy win. I can't wait to see the Bayleaf Snubble matchup. I'm really excited for how that's gonna play out.
Oh man, it's gonna be crazy.
All right. Well, we
Yeah,
have talked.
I'm favoring Greenlee on this one. Um, a little bit.
Yeah.
I know
I
you
mean,
said you were favoring James at the beginning. I don't know if you've
I
convinced
think I
yourself otherwise.
still kind of favor James. I think I think it's just easier to execute. I don't think like necessarily James has
Execute.
this better team, but I just think James's game plan is simple enough that it's just like it could just work, like without.
Yeah,
I think Greenlee has to finagle and maneuver and like figure out some sort of, thing. But
yeah, that's
like,
true.
yeah, I don't know. Like,
But honestly, like once she does that, I think she has a better chance because James is very predictable. I think James is basically going to always lead Moltres heading into.
yeah, and once you get rid of Moltres, the team isn't as spooky at that point. Like,
No, not really.
and it's especially like the rest of the Pokemon don't match up well, except for like maybe kind of for Alligator, but like it's this the James team is all this Hitmontop Moltres lead, and if you can figure out your way to get through that and specifically take out Moltres before it destroys your whole team, you're in a good position. You're in a really good position. So,
Yeah, agreed.
alrighty. Well, that's everything. We talked for almost 2 hours. Thanks for listening or watching or
Indeed.
whatever. And I realized I never switched my camera when we went from the replays to the regular the look ahead. So if you are watching, you didn't get to see the images of the teams.
Oh, that's a shame.
So that's a shame, but at least we kind of talked about it enough that
We talked
hopefully
about
you
it.
kind of got an idea a little bit. So I do apologize for that, but yeah, that is we're not redoing it, so you get what you get, and goodbye.
Goodbye.